Hey, what's up? And we're back for the next part of this best of three. I actually didn't know it was a best of three, so we canceled, and we've picked back up here. Neither team was capable of actually doing pro draft right. Let's chalk that one up. Great job, guys. Great job. So what our team comps look like, just because we have a 2-minute spectator delay still going on here, I thought I'd give us a little bit of an introduction. In the top lane for EOD, we have Nita on Kled against L4S's on the red side. It's Herder? Pekdar? I'm not even going to try these names. We're just going to go with Yorick. Now this is a matchup that definitely comes down to skill. The Yorick W is capable of causing Kled a lot of discomfort, but Kled definitely has his E to get out of those things. That all said, Yorick also kind of wants to just get in there and deal all the damage possible, so Kled's going to be able to get Scarl back pretty easily on the melee. I wouldn't imagine Yorick kills him, but I do imagine that he can outvalue him unless Kled gets the value out of his ultimate he needs. The Olaf and Sejuani, now this is going to be a matchup we'll probably be seeing a lot of this patch. As we already know, Sejuani's a CC monster with a reliable ultimate, which means putting her behind is never really worth it, and she now gets to build off tanks, so Runic Echoes is really good on her. Olaf is probably going to be taking Predator and be running down the lanes at each other, and that's coming in from the EOD side. So we'd like to see the Olaf in conjunction with the Kled to gank the mid lane. This will really help snowball the Akali on the EOD side, and this is kind of what I think they're going for here. Now the Jarvan's a really nice pick into Akali because she actually needs a target to jump to if she wants to get out of the wall with her ultimate, and that blows an ult charge on her, which isn't good at all. I guess she could use her W to get out of the wall, but like using these long cooldown abilities to do things that are pretty minor is definitely going to hurt her. J4 also taking Ignite into that from the L4S side. And then lastly we have the bot lane, which is an Ashe Zyra against a Vladimir Morgana. Vlad Morgana is going to steamroll. No doubt in my mind.
Easy.
I mean, we saw Double Lift earlier today on Team Liquid being capable of, like, shutting down the Vladimir actually at level 1 with Azaya. But with the Morgana into the Ashe, who's going to be slowing on hit, and with the Zyra, who's going to want to be stunning out people and dealing magic damage, no, Morgana's going to just stop the lane from ever happening. I'm actually looking back at the pro draft here just because I have it open. They actually first picked the Ashe, which is countered by the Morgana and Sejuani pick, and then they immediately pick in the Zyra Olaf. So that means that they picked Zyra into this composition. Like, this was a conscious choice. Now, if my beautiful voice wasn't enough for y'all to, like, get a pretty good idea of what the game actually is going to look like, we're going to get the actual game screen up in a second here. Let's just take a bit to load. I'm sure we can blame Focus for that.
Fucking Focus.
Fucking Focus.
Something he obviously doesn't know how to do.
Ever. Because if he did know how to focus, I'm sure he would have landed one of those point-blank Leona stones.
Is that some shit talking I hear?
All that shit.
All that shit, isn't it?
Alright. So now I'm sorry for the overlay. I guess I could actually hide it, so we'll hide it for you, and then we'll put the graphic back up. Hit him with the transition. So, yeah, that's what we look like here. Lots of platinum borders. As you can tell, Kled don't got one of those. And here we go, right back with the overlay. Wait, where's the overlay? Oh, here it is. Transition. Look at how beautiful that was. I'm sorry, it looks like my system froze up there. We're back. Lots of pegging as they all see what's going on there. Oh, we're going to take us off studio mode. Olaf gets really no poke down onto Jarvan as he'll just heal that right back up. Yeah, so we do see Olaf going Predator. So we're going to hope that he plays that right with Kled. The grasp out of Yorick means that he's aware of the fact he's actually not going to be killing Kled in this lane. Now, the Ahri out of Morgana is it's one of those ones I'm never really sure about. Personally, I'm a fan of Predator Morgana, which is where you rush your stopwatch and use Predator with your ultimate. So you rush your boots and then your stopwatch, but use Predator in your ultimate to kind of run in right to the enemy team and stasis yourself in them. and it's pretty nigh unstoppable. Actually, Olaf is actually starting his Raptors here. I haven't seen this clear. I'm a jungle main, so I thought I might have. And I have a pretty weird clear that I do myself. Clyde misses the Q. Akali just looking for every CS she can get, and Jarvan looking to get all of those auto attack procs on her using his passive. Oh, he lands the E, but there are no minions alive, so that's not actually going to do anything. Now, as y'all should note here, Vladimir actually has a CS disadvantage to the Ashe, and a bigger wave than the Ashe, meaning Ashe is up more than just the 2 CS you see on your screen. And this is what happens with this bruiserish bot lane, or where you're going with Vladimir. What the Koreans are now calling carries, instead of just calling them ADCs, differentiating between marksmen now and, other sorts of carries. But the level 6 is really where Vladimir is going to want to poke off. His ultimate allows him to deal bonus damage to champions, and then heal a portion of that damage back up. And that really gives him a nice power spike with somebody like Morgana. Nice trade by the Akali, using that level 3 power spike to get something out onto the Jarvan, evening out these trades. Now, the real benefit Akali is going to have in this lane is the energy. Jarvan has been using all of his mana to shove the wave out. And at this point is now using Qs even to just farm and not take disadvantageous trades with her. I could see her picking up the kill come 5 minutes. And it's one of those things that you don't expect the Akali to do, but an experienced player will do to you. And that's what I meant by the W on Yorick being kind of a skill usage to stop the Kled. It even, dissuades the Olaf from coming to gank. But he did end up pulling off a pretty full clear. He does miss the top Scuttle Crab, and then Sejuani picks up the bottom one, meaning that she's going to have an overall CS lead on him. But when she ends with her Grump, it should be 8, which is 2 camps. Each camp being worth 4 since the nearest patch, and that's the Flash out of Yorick. Now it's going to be a major problem. Flash is a great tool to get out of the Kled Q pullback range, and without that, Yorick might have his fate sealed before he even knows it. Okay, so Akali said a 5 CS disadvantage come 4:30. We'll want to be tracking that really close. If she ever ends up minus 15 is when I say she's kind of lost her mark. And then it's a matter of spending the gold, of course. Oh, nice E. The minions are alive that time, so he's going to have to respond to that. Pretty sure he popped the Corrupting Pot to get the burn damage on him as well. At least you would hope he would. And Vladimir using the pull to get out of the Zyra catch. So many ways to beat the CC, and the only CC that they have is the Ashe ultimate with the Zyra. So we can also notice now that Akali's CS deficit has, I think it's actually stayed the same. It's better she's moved to down 6. Now she's kept it right at 5, which is totally acceptable. She even shoved out the Jarvan from lane, came back herself with the advantage. Actually, that's the Akali level 6, and she's only down 5 CS. That's going to be a problem. The wall used in spectacular fashion.
And there it is.
Yeah, that's the first blood going over to Kled. L4S making use of the ultimate the second it comes available. We're going to hope that Akali's doing the same thing into Jarvan here. She picks up that level 6. And she's doing pretty decent on the health. Honestly, this is a disadvantageous back time for her, because this is going to end up putting her down more than the 5 CS she already was, so I guess that she'll be in down 11 by the time she hits 6. And obviously, yeah, you gotta, like, shut it and lock it, or the cat will open it. Seriously. Yeah, she will. She loves me, dude. What can I say? Horrible person. Here comes Morgana. Oh, I was really hoping for a cheeky Q from No Vision. Here she comes again. Now, every time Morgana steps up, they have to respect the fact that if that Q comes down, it's an L. And they're ganking early. There's the flash out of Sedge. She's going to get the permafrost, and that's a dead Ash. Morgana picks it up, and Jarvan with the taunt, letting him know that L4S is better than EOD. My God, if that is not the start of a rivalry, I don't know what is.
I don't think you need a taunt.
Whew! And the monkey did not do it. That was all you, buddy. And they're going to transition this into a Drake. Nice play here. Unfortunately, they're not going to be using one of those. Okay, now they both dropped the control words they had. Great play there between the mid laner and jungler to just throw those. There's your cat, by the way. Oh, Akali's rooted. There she comes in with the ultimate. She is zoning him out. That's a double.
Oh, man.
It's about to be a triple.
There it is.
You knew she had it, and she's going to be going for the quadra here. Zyra's going to be looking for the lockup. No, she doesn't have the health to pull this off. We can hope that they turn here, but I don't think they have the ability to turn on the dragon. I think they want to really bad. Now that's going to be the story of the game is, can a single cute Soraka carry a team that Focus cannot himself? That's the story of the game. That's the story I see.
That's the only story that matters.
Yeah, you actually have to think about that too. So there's the decision to pick up this Zyra. Actually, sorry, wait, we have this fight going on here in the top lane. Yorick lands the E, dismounts Kled. That yellow belly runs away.
Yellow belly.
Excuse me, it's not yellow, it's yeller.
Yellow.
Yeller.
Yeller.
Yeller belly.
Yeller. There's an ER at the end of it.
Yeah. Yeller belly.
Nobody calls me Yeller.
Nobody calls me Pinhead. Oh, Kled's going to be getting Skarl any second now, and he knows it, and that's a substantial health buff for him, plus the invulnerability. Olaf's going for the Jarvan, though, who's pathing into his jungle. Now, this is dangerous territory. You can't push up any further. Now, Sedge is going to know this, and she's going right for the return gank. She has 6, though, and that's an instant laugh onto Focus. If he was focusing, he would have looked at the minimap and not been blown up again. My God, this bot lane is incapable of doing anything besides feeding. And Akali picks up another kill. Triumph is actually going to keep her alive and survive the Ignite. That's why we picked that one up. I'm assuming she has Triumph. That's the only thing that's going to heal you on kill there. And here comes Sedge, and she should know that this is not her fight. Every time that mark gets put down on you, Akali is going to deal more damage than you ever thought possible. And Sedge is going to go for the fight here.
Oh, shit.
Now, Sedge didn't build off tank. Now, that's what happens right there when you don't build off tank, is you lose to the Akali. I'm telling you, if Sejuani doesn't have Ninja Tabbies there, and instead she has a Fiendish Codex, that's a kill.
I blame Focus.
No, yeah, well, Focus is the reason that he's gotten fed like this. But we can only imagine that the choice to pick Zyra into the Morgana, who has the Black Shield, had to have come out of the support who picked him. Focus, what are you doing, my boy? Now, L4S is up 6-3. Oh, wait, I have my teams mixed up. We should fix that, huh?
I thought you fixed those.
Well, people, I've been calling out Focus the right way. I've just been calling the teams the wrong names. Don't worry, though. Comments still stand. And that's a kill onto the Yorick. They have been trying for that one again and again and again and again and again since the first blood. Finally able to get it. Whew! Sedge just throws out the ult for fun at nothing. Getting attacked on by the Akali again, who gets out.
And it looks like Focus is actually getting something that looks like a play going off in the bot. The missed Morgana E is actually going to be what cost them this. Oh, her ultimate doesn't do it. But it's going to be a return. Here comes the Vlad. The Vlad's actually going to be able to pick him off. And that's a 1-for-1. Is Vlad able to go in and keep on CSing? Though that's what really matters. He's going to have to use the Blood Rush, or Crimson Rush, sorry, if he wants to pull that off effectively. EOD picks up the first turret. Now, the entire gold lead for EOD is on Akali, and they have to be putting her wherever they need her, and that's why she's being sent to the top to pick off Vlad. That's a lot of turret damage she's eating. Can't go invisible when the enemy turret has True Sight. And she takes 3/4 HP, while dealing only a Q in damage to Vladimir who had pull-up. That was a really poor decision. If you're 6-0 Akali with a 10-stack Dark Seal who needs to carry your team, that's not how you do it. It's not. Well, Rift Tower goes down to Olaf on the top side as he's going to get that empowered recall now. Jarvan wants to immediately turn on to the Drake. And it's an Infernal, so this is a big one. I would be doing that if I had the choice, too.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Oh. Jarvan getting dove on again. Akali uses flash and just fucks up his life. Akali gets hit by the Q too, and this is that Morgana pick coming in. Cell Dweller confirmed better support than Focus.
Focus, where you at, boy?
Focus wasn't the target. He dodges and allows for his jungler to get hit. Not very supportive if I've ever had to see a support play. And they're going to turn on this Infernal here. Sedge and Morgana are on the back. Oh, they have to get vision right now. They don't have a choice. Sedge is going to have to get in. The TP's coming. And they're going to go for the turn. That's a knock-up on Yorick. Yorick does get the W down, though. There are two trapped in there with him.
Oh,
this is a field day for them.
Oh, damn.
And here comes Vladimir for cleanup work. Honestly, that fight was turned by the Yorick-y. If not, it would have just been entirely in EOD's favor, a clean wipe. As they let Kled escape, and Skarl, you know, he doesn't really have a choice to. Skarl's just a yeller belly.
Overall, a pretty close game, though.
It's definitely much closer than the first game with a lot more action.
Oh, man.
Poof, with a lot more action.
Oof.
I think the part of that comes to banning out everything that L4S had actually brought into the last game, though. Oh, we get the dive onto Jarvan again. My god, what did the Jarvan do to this Akali? What did the monkey do to this Akali? There must be some bad blood.
Is that another AIDS joke?
What? Another AIDS joke?
I said, is that another AIDS joke?
Here we get the dive again. Akali's just going to walk out. Now this should be the turret. Olaf doesn't have a lot of attack speed at full HP, though. Yeah, they may not be able to get it. Akali makes a poor decision to leave him there to go for the red buff. Tower over red buff every time. You notice that selfish play that's going to cost him. This is the same thing that leaves you there to flash into the Jarvan to get the kill and then lose all your stacks to the Morgana. Cute Soraka is not playing like someone who wants to carry his team here. And he has all the potential to. Ooh. Yorick is getting great damage in under tower right now. Skarl is just fighting the tower. Oh! Sedge waiting, but allows the tower to die before throwing the ultimate. Now that is a poor play. You want to hit him while he's standing still. And Skarl comes right back. Kled's not even unharmed. He isn't even in the W. Kled's just going for the double kill. Kled goes ham, and Akali comes in and steals it. That puts her at 8-1-1. Oh, this game is slowly getting out of reach for L4S. I might be feeling a game 3. Are you ready to sing Silver Scrapes, Mike?
Yes.
As Kled dives in on the Jarvan again, who just stands no chance. He's been being blown up all game, sitting at 2-5 right now. Oh, all of the CC thrown into the Morgana Black Shield. This was an awful bot side decision. But even though it's a 3v2 on the bot side, they still cannot stop the onslaught going on top in the 2v2, as the inhibitor looks like it might be taken soon. Kled looks like he might be dismounted any second. He's going to get out. And they're not even winning in the bot side. Right, we're going to take a quick scan and go see what the next dragon is. Alright, so it's a Mountain Drake. Mountain Drake's going to at least give some potential for L4S to come back into this game. Now, the strategy here is you pick up the Mountain Drake, and that's going to give you the increased damage to Baron. And you basically funnel yourselves into constantly being at Baron and taking the fights that are advantageous to you. Now, as we see there how long they stand in that wall, that's the reason Jarvan was a great pick into this composition, just not executed on in nearly the right way. As Vladimir gets picked off by Focus alone. It's going to take Kled to wrangle him in, but still, that's a dead Vladimir regardless. As this game slowly begins to look out of reach for L4S. Morgana blows her Ignite and still gets dove right back onto by Akali, who's now 10-1-2. I think you just ban Akali next game. That or you pick something better into her. You know, the Jarvan has all the potential to shut her down, and he just didn't. Maybe we have to pick something that Monkey actually plays. This is just turret after turret falls down. We're at a 7-0 turret lead right now for EOD. You know, these games may look close, but they're just standing on blowouts. 22 seconds on Dragon now. This isn't a loser. This isn't a win or lose Dragon for L4S, but it's definitely something that gives them a win condition, which I don't think they have right now. Without the Jarvan being capable of split pushing, or at least even fighting off a 1v1, you can't possibly win. Yeah, you just can't. You need one of your split pushers to be a viable option, and J4 at 261 and Yorick at 041 is not going to be the story here. As Akali stays on the rampage. Now, regardless of how long Akali's been rampaging for, I want us to notice that there's still not a red trinket on J4 or on Sejuani, even though junglers are wanting to build that more often than not. Sad. And that's the red buff steal. They're just going to be clearing out the jungle here. Now, as we hit the 20-minute mark, and we see that there is a larger than 1k gold lead coming out of the EOD side, we just have to pray for one thing. One thing, Mike.
What are we praying for?
This fucking game to end. The lead just gets exploded on. They're down to one inhibitor in the top lane. We can hope it ends soon. But as we all know from Dominant League here, it'll do anything but that. As Akali dives right back in. And that burst is the reason the 1-3-1 will never work. J4 lands it, though, and is able to get on what he's been trying to get in on the whole game. It's still going to end up costing them the support and the mid laner. And the carry. And it looks like Sejuani will go down on the back end as well. L4S is trying their best to hemorrhage, but instead they're just bleeding out. You know, it's one of those mistakes teams make a lot where they just turtle in their base rather than make proactive plays and just slowly lose.
Just makes it more difficult for everyone to watch.
They're just trying their hardest. You know, at this point in the game, if Siver's wave clear would be nice. And that looks like they might actually get the pick here on the Kled, who I'm hoping that's not his... That's his stopwatch? So Kled just wastes his stopwatch while his team gets Baron. They would have got that regardless. I don't know why he decided to delay that. Actually clueless. You know, it seemed like that L4S had the easier comp to execute on, but I guess it is easier to just feed Akali. Actually, Akali's now picked up her Magi Soul Stealer. That's going to be a nice addition to the, what is that? Dark Ring? And try my best with names. The Morellonomicon even coming in out of Akali just to deal with the Vladimir. That's the level of respect you need to show for the champion, by the way. And if any of you are in solo queue games with me and you're like this Ashe and don't build Executioner's Calling, now that cannon minion deals something like 100 damage per wave, maybe 2. And with that inhibitor down, the base is officially cracked open. Now, as we slide our way on the mid-game here, we're going to have to see how they play around the Akali advantage, especially with the Kled. Now, personally, I'd be liking them to take the 3 weaker members out of the Ashe, the Olaf, and the Zyra, and just put them in the mid lane like they do right now. And then split up the Akali and the Kled and allow them to collapse on the mid with their power. And it looks like they're going to be collapsing, just not in the exact macro formation we could have hoped for. That's a nice Ashe ult. And this is going to be the team wipe here. Let's hope for the pentakill.
No. And goes another red turret, too.
Yeah, this is the end of it. As Akali just dives in.
It's a bloodbath.
Ooh, Vladimir is able to get the comeback, or the bloodback, whichever one you want to look at it as. The team is pinging Kled missing because he gets dove on at the end here. Just falls out of range of the W from Yorick. Alright, I'm having to take over camera commands here, even though I'm never a cameraman myself. We're going to go see if this top or bot tower falls. And it looks like they're going to stop this just in time. So now it's lucky to only have 2 inhibitors down and to have saved the turret. This means they're not going to be dealing with double super minions in every wave. This is manageable. Specifically manageable by, I believe, just 1 Jarvan. Maybe 1 Yorick, because like he could deal a little more, but I think Jarvan is totally sufficient to handle this. The only other decision I could see you making is to give all of this farm to Vladimir, because Vladimir is capable of hard carrying, and he just got his death cap. That power spike is serious. We'll call it serious.
All about that power spike.
So now, this is the trifecta of dragons I'm personally a fan of, where you get Mountain, Cloud, and Infernal.
Most people would probably prefer to have Ocean over the Cloud, but I think that you just deal so much damage that you don't need it, and I prefer the movement speed. Still, it's nice you get to choose those things, just commenting on it. And they're going to gain vision of the red buff being taken. Might even steal back the Raptors. Ooh, they're looking to just take the kill onto Jarvan. Man, this has been a bad game for Monkey. Especially someone who got saved that counter pick, who saw the Akali, who knew what was up. And they're just going to siege down the final turret. Now, if this inhibitor falls, that's 100% game. There's no chance after that. And it looks like they're not going to even do that. They're just going to go for the game here.
Oh.
And that's Vladimir getting out with his life. So we're going to get one more fight out of Vladimir here. Without full HP.
And there it goes.
Yeah, that wasn't enough. So I'm still a fan of the Vladimir. I'd like to see them come back with it for Game 3. You know, we're going to have Silver Scrapes, though, when we come back.